Of course I can print a judge. In 450 newspapers all over the country, unless you declare a mistrial.
I can't do that. The evidence against the man on trial is conclusive.
Of course, if you didn't want me to use this as my lead story tomorrow, I can always print something more favorable. 24 years as a distinguished federal judge.
Everyone will know that I sold out. I could get disbarred.
Listen, Vosberg, I'm a journalist. I give the people what they want. Now, unless you declare a mistrial, you're going to force me to print this, your unfortunate psychiatric problem, little fetishes, your aberrations.
Scum. You're not going to do that to me or anyone else ever again.
Oh, really? Think it over, Your Honor. Either you do it my way, or it's over for you. Career and family. Bring me a scotch.
You know, one of these days, Arthur, you're gonna guess wrong.
Relax, Doyle. There's no hurry. The judge obviously agrees he's outlived his usefulness. First, the scotch. You can get rid of the body later.
Do you have a copy of yesterday's Ukiah Enterprise?
You're in luck, my friend. It's my hometown.
Small world.
Good morning, Jim. This is Washington columnist Arthur Six. His career as a highly successful columnist and broadcaster has given him information which he uses to intimidate, blackmail, and bribe. Some of the most powerful people in business, government, and the law are in his pocket. Senator Tom Oxenford is his main adversary. Oxenford has initiated congressional hearings. He wants Six indicted by a grand jury on charges that Six is part of a conspiracy which has defrauded the government out of more than $500 million. Your mission, Jim, should you choose to accept it, is to find and neutralize Six's secret files and make certain he is indicted. As always, should you or any of your IM force be caught or killed, the Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. This disc will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Jim.
These are the Marblegate apartments where Arthur Six has a penthouse on the top floor. And Shannon's about to open a flower shop in the lobby. Grant, what did you get?
Well, getting the floor plan wasn't too difficult. What was a bit tricky was getting these. The system charts for the building security, including camera surveillance of every room in the penthouse.
Meaning that we can tap in and monitor everything going on in the place.
Yeah. We'll also be able to tap into his cable system, control his television broadcast. All I need now is access to the master control room.
Max?
Yeah, my identification's been checked. I'm now a fully fledged security guard. You're in.
Good. Now, the safe in the foyer of Six's penthouse runs on a set of nylon runners that is activated by electronic pulse. And that signal is sent from the central control box you see.
Do you think the files are in there?
Well, it does seem a little obvious, doesn't it? But we still have to go in and find out and be prepared either way. Six has a bodyguard, a man named Doyle. He's the only person Arthur Six trusts. He's a former Army lieutenant who was accused of murdering his wife in a fit of rage. And it was only Six's intervention that kept him from going to prison for a long, long time. The loyalty between these two men will be hard to break.
Well, Six is showing his contempt for the Congressional Committee by hosting a charity benefit at his penthouse. He calls it a Patriot's Ball. But he'll be broadcasting his weekly television show from there, which he does on special occasions.
Yeah, the broadcast takes place the night before the Congressional Committee votes on its indictment. We want to be sure it's a party Arthur Six will never forget.
I need someone to check the air conditioning vents in my flower shop. It's much too cool in there.
I'll get onto that right away, madam.
You know, Doyle, the way I see it, having half the votes in the committee still isn't enough. I want an absolute majority. What I really want is total vindication.
I have photographs of one senator on a cruise to Acapulco with a Hollywood actress.
Explicit photos?
I don't think he'd want his wife to see them.
Use them.
Yes.
It's all yours, buddy.
Thanks.
Oh, you can also go to work on Representative Kellen's friend of the poor and elderly. Sure he doesn't want his constituents to know he has gambling debts with a syndicate for $500,000.
Anything else?
What do you think? Send some flowers of condolence to Judge Vosberg's widow. Unfortunate business. Phones, surveillance, and an outside broadcast link when he does his TV program.
Good work, Grant. That's the foyer of Six's apartment.
There have to be other members of Oxenford's committee with something to hide. You know, very few people come to Washington with clean hands.
Certainly made a career out of proving that.
Yes.
Mr. Six, my name is Wendell, Darren Wendell, Hartford, Connecticut. I know you're a very busy man, but I'm in trouble. It's a police matter. I thought maybe with your connections you could be of some help.
You've got the wrong man, Mr. Wendell. I'm a journalist.
Maybe if I mentioned a mutual acquaintance, Tom Oxenford?
Go on.
Senator Oxenford owes me some favors, but he's not in a position to help on this. Mr. Six, this could be of mutual benefit.
Meet me at the Lincoln Memorial in 1 hour.
I'll be walking with a cane.
What do we have in Hartford, Connecticut?
We have an undercover detective. You pulled some strings to help him out of a drug trafficking mess?
Oh, yes. Get him on the phone.
Right.
Profile owner, Mr. Darren Wendell. Signed, sealed, ready whenever we get the call. All right, let's go.
Detective Bureau, Sergeant Pine.
Hello, this is Arthur Six. I'd like to speak with a Detective Shepard, please.
Mr. Six. Oh, yes, the journalist. I'm sorry, but Shepard's out this week. But he did mention the fact that if you ever called, I was to help you out as best I can.
Oh, fine. You should have a file on a Darren Wendell. I'd like everything you have faxed to me, please.
Yes, sir. It'll take me a couple of minutes to pull it up. Okay, bye.
All right. In 5 minutes from now, my tawdry past will be faxed to Mr. Six. Grant, I think it's time we find out what's in the safe.
Arthur Six, Almanac. Calling for Tuesday, splash headline. Corruption in federal housing projects. A 7-state network of political payoffs includes some of the biggest names in the building and construction trades. You know, if I printed everything I knew, I'd bring down Capitol Hill. I mean, it boggles the mind. No wonder Mr. Wendell's so anxious. I'll finish the column later. Right now, I have an appointment.
Six, I'm Darren Wendell. Thank you for coming in.
Let's cut the chit-chat, Wendell. You're in serious trouble, yes? Well, let me refresh your memory. You were drunk, you were driving home from the club in perfect weather conditions, you lost control of the car, you crossed the center divider, you killed 3 very young, very innocent teenagers. And you almost crippled yourself. Is that warm?
Your information is impeccable.
Attention to detail, Mr. Wendell, the difference between the professional and the also-ran. I even have sworn statements from the eyewitness to the accident and the investigating officer, so my guess is you're looking at 30 years to life in the Connecticut penitentiary. Now, Mr. Wendell, perhaps you should prove to me just how well you do know Tom Oxenford. Otherwise, we're wasting our time here. And I don't want talk. I want real proof that you can influence him. Call me.
this? The American flag. I pledge allegiance. You know what I mean? Did Mr. Six order this?
Hey, man, I just do what the decorator tells me to. But if you don't like it,
It's gone. I didn't tell you to get rid of it. Hey, old man, you want to make up your mind on this? All right. Put it up. Nice arrangement. I'm serious. I like your work.
Thank you. That's very supportive.
Well, Mr. Six always gets the best, and obviously you know your stuff.
Well, this isn't my first Washington party, and I don't intend it to be my last. You work for him, I take it?
Associate.
Well, Mr. Associate, I'm very busy. I'm sure you are, so...
Are you going to the party?
I wasn't invited.
Maybe I can do something about that.
Mr. Six, perhaps we could go over the security arrangements for tomorrow night.
That should have been arranged days ago.
Well, it doesn't hurt to double check.
Jim, something's gone wrong.
Is he all right? He's alive.
Then he's lucky. 220 volts can be quite lethal.
He's obviously a pro.
Oh, we'll take care of this, Mr. Six.
Yeah, not yet. I want to see what he's been looking for. Hey! Hey! What are you looking for in the safe?
Not now. He needs medical treatment.
He's a thief. He'll be treated like a thief. What are you looking for?
I wasn't taking anything out. I was trying to put something in.
Get him out of here.
Do you want to leave?
Out of that. Do it, now. All right, come on.
Get him out. What is it? What's happened?
Vosberg's diary. How much more incriminating can you get?
Here, let's do that.
Thanks, Shannon. When I opened the safe, it was empty, so I went to the backup plan. When I put the envelope in, that's when it hit me.
I want some answers. I need some answers, or else I could be in trouble here. All right, all right.
Being set up.
You better believe it.
Senator Oxenford, can you comment on this? Can you please, sir?
Senator Oxenford, is there any truth to the rumors that members of your committee have been put under pressure to influence their vote?
If one of those rumors were true, I'd bring charges.
Are you attempting to trace the source of those rumors?
I believe enough evidence has been presented to the committee to bring a grand jury indictment against Mr. Arthur Six. If each committee member votes on the evidence.
Hey, the senator's done a good job, but he's still not sure his committee will back him up. It's time we had a talk. Grant, how are you doing?
For a guy who feels like he just went 10 rounds with Mike Tyson? Terrific.
Is Six on his usual schedule?
Should be having drinks at La Francoise.
Then, if we're going to find the hidden file, I think it's time we turned up the heat.
Goodbye. Sycophants and hypocrites. Which reminds me, our police captain in Baltimore needs a good caller. I think it's about time we gave him Yarmouth.
Yarmouth? We've been using Yarmouth for years.
Well, unfortunately, it's time to let him go. Sometimes friends become expendable. Walter! Walter! I'm watching you.
Telephone, monsieur?
Yes. Oh, just a minute. Excuse me.
Would you like a table or the bar? It's a tough job, but I have to go to Chicago next week. Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Mr. Doyle, isn't it?
That's right.
I admire the way that you handled the excitement of the safe today.
You like danger and excitement?
Depends on whom I'm with.
That's why you just casually dropped in here today?
I'm taking you up on your invitation.
Oh, right. Patriots Ball.
Well, that deserves a drink. At the very least.
I'll take a rain check. Timing's not good now.
Later, then.
That sounds good to me.
Yes, he is. Well, run into somebody you knew? Nobody important. No, they never are. They always want something. Don't they?
Creatures of habit. Well, you know, it's always easier to find people like you.
Okay, pal.
You tell your friend to take it easy, Mr. Six, and tell him just how pleased you are to see me.
I don't know you.
Really?
Really?
Didn't you get my message today? The photograph of Judge Vosberg and that unfortunate entry in his diary. So we better talk, because I have lots of pages from Vosberg's diary.
I suspect you even have a proposition for me.
You're real smooth, aren't you? Not as smooth as you think. I go to the committee, your history.
What alternative are you suggesting?
How about 500,000 reasons why I should not take what I have to the committee?
You're crazy. We don't do...
When do you want these 500,000 reasons?
Tomorrow morning, right after the bank opens.
Come to my penthouse.
There's an underground parking lot right opposite the Constitution Tour building. You meet me on the bottom level near the elevators. 10:30 sharp.
My associate, Mr. Doyle, will handle the transaction, okay?
Well, as long as he brings the cash. Gentlemen.
Arthur, we can track this guy through.
Stupid, he doesn't even know how much the stuff is worth. Let's do this the easy way. Tomorrow, you'll meet him with the payoff. A couple of .45 caliber slugs.
Nicholas.
Almost there.
Nicholas, be careful.
Bring the money. Closer. On the ground.
Senator. I'm the man who called you.
You mentioned a name.
Darren Wendell.
He was my best friend.
Yes, I know. He died 23 years ago trying to save your life. Operation Blue Fox.
Well, that operation's still classified. Who are you?
Well, let's just say I'm someone who thinks Darren Wendell has another chance to be a hero. But you'll have to do as I ask, without question.
Now, Grant has analyzed the exact dimensions and details of the cranial and facial structures of Arthur 6.
Well, what I've really come up with is a RAM matrix, which forms those features and then molds them with thermoform rubber.
That is incredible.
Well, Mr. Wendell, I'm ready for a success story.
I've convinced Senator Oxenford to come to your Patriots Ball tonight. That's a start.
I'll believe that when I see it.
No, he'll be there. He gave me his word. Now, if you could fulfill your end of our arrangement.
All in due time.
Mr. Six, give me some idea of what you have in mind. My whole reputation is...
Mr. Wendell, I'm a professional. I make sure I have every detail worked out in advance. It's the only way to succeed.
I couldn't agree more.
Now, just a small jab. It'll be out like a light. It's painless and harmless.
It's very devious. And the anesthetic will keep him under...
About 5 minutes.
Flies.
Six has some files. And they look like the ones we faxed early on Darren Wendell.
Good. Maybe we'll get to see where he actually keeps them.
He's shredding them. Sensible business practice. When you're running an extortion racket, you don't want to keep evidence lying around.
What's he doing now?
He's booting his computer.
Let's take a closer look.
I don't believe it. He's wiping the disk, too?
Doesn't make sense.
Well, obviously, he's not taking any chances.
He's got to have that information somewhere. The answer has to be in that office.
Yes, so it's up to us.
Yes, tonight at the Patriots Ball. It'll be our last chance to get at those files before the committee meets. One way or another, we're all going to be there.
We really should be getting ready for the broadcast.
Yes, about 5 minutes. 1 second.
This is quite a turnout, Mr. Six.
I expected Senator Oxenford to be an early arrival. I trust he's on his way.
Oh, he'll be here, yes.
Hi.
Six will go upstairs for makeup before he goes on camera. Senator Oxenford and his wife just arrived. You'll have less than 10 minutes.
If everything else is on schedule, that's all I'll need.
Well, I guess I'll make my entrance.
Good luck.
Senator, thank you for coming. Evening.
You appreciate this is not the most comfortable situation for me.
Yes, but worth it in the long run. Why don't we move over here?
Enjoying the party?
I just arrived.
Let me give you the grand tour.
Well, I'd like that, but I have to say hello to a few friends first.
Pretty girl.
Any way you look at it.
Yes, one of the brightest on Capitol Hill, they say. Maybe a little too ambitious for her own good.
Why, do you know her?
Well, I've met her a couple of times through Senator Oxenford. She's on his staff, one of his investigators.
Yeah. That makes sense, doesn't it? Excuse me for a minute, won't you?
So how are we doing now, okay?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, but we've only got 12 minutes, and makeup is waiting.
Sure. Excuse me, I have a broadcast. Thanks. Time to go to work.
Come on. We're going to take a grand tour right now. Let's see. Come on.
What the hell are you doing? I scream and you'll be on your way to prison.
Scream, darling. I already ruined one girl's face because you played me for the fool. You might as well be the second. You work for Senator Oxenford, and don't lie to me. See, I got all the facts.
I'm not going to lie to you, Doyle. Don't think for a second that you've got the facts on anything. You're being sold out by your own boss.
I'm being sold out?
Yeah. Somebody's got to take the fall on this investigation. It's not going to be Six. Think about it. Who's the obvious choice?
I don't buy it. I don't buy it because you're making this up just to save your skin.
Doyle, what are you doing here? It's almost time for the broadcast.
Arthur, there's something I want to discuss with you.
Later, get the girl out first.
Wait a minute, I want to talk.
Don't argue, get her out.
Come on, I'm not through with you yet.
Arthur 6 will be in makeup another few minutes. So I'll let Shannon stir up Doyle a little while longer. Whew. It's hot in here.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. Microchip unit. This is where Six relays his files. Small, discreet, bright boy.
All right. Why should I believe you when you tell me a deal was made?
You've seen Six do it to other people. Why should you be any different?
Because it would be a big mistake.
Are these a mistake, too? Your Mr. Six had them couriered to the Senate committee this afternoon.
Oh, no.
It was all a setup. Six had you targeted as his fall guy days ago. Friends are always expendable. Isn't that what he always says?
Not me. He's not doing this to me.
I want some answers.
Calm down, Doyle. Don't make a scene.
Yeah, right.
What about these photographs? You're setting me up.
Get your priorities straight. If I go down, that's the end of both of us.
And what the heck is that supposed to mean?
Think it through. If we can get the committee to believe you've been operating on your own, using me, keeping separate files,
What?
then you plead the fifth. Clam up. Even if you're indicted and convicted, what does it mean? 5? 10 years at the most? You'll be out in half the time.
Let me tell you something. You're out of your mind. I'm not going to prison.
Think it over. He's not feeling well.
We have to talk.
When? Please, not loud.
Senator Oxenford may postpone the vote tomorrow to hear a new witness.
What new witness?
One of his people, a woman, claims she can deliver your bodyguard.
Doyle? Not a chance.
They have promised him immunity and unofficially a big payoff.
Stupid people. They'll do you in every time.
I think he went off that way.
Excuse me, sir. We've only got a minute 20 to airtime.
Ad lib if I'm not back. Introduce some of the guests.
Where?
Ladies and gentlemen of America, welcome to the Arthur Six Almanac. Tonight is a very special program, as we are broadcasting from the luxurious penthouse of America's most respected columnist, where Mr. Six is hosting the outstanding charity event on the Washington social calendar.
Senator, I think it's about to happen.
Defending our distinguished senators and congressmen. Prominent Washington who, in many cases,
You lying, double-crossing.
My files were erased. Your files?
I see very many familiar faces.
Don't hold back, guys.
People of the highest caliber.
I saw these photographs. You set me up for murder. What are you talking about, Doyle?
Let me tell you something, Arthur. I'm not a patsy for anybody. When I go before the committee, I'm going to spill my guts. I'm going to tell them everything. Senators, judges that you bought, when, where, how much, everything. I didn't even think of crossing me.
How could you be so stupid? I crucify you. You've murdered people. I murdered people on your orders. Forrest, Haslett. I'm going to tell them how you forced Judge Vosberg to commit suicide right here in this penthouse. Oh, don't be stupid. Who'd believe you? Where's your proof? My proof is in my head, in the brain that you don't think that I am.
But I remember everything, everything.
You say one word. You say one word and I'll reopen your psychiatric files.
That's if I let you live long enough to speak to anybody.
It's the last time that you threaten anybody.
Don't be absurd.
Final example of your incompetence.
Wait a minute. Silence.
Mr. Six, you've just convicted yourself before a jury of your peers on nationwide television.
That should close the Arthur Six Almanac permanently.
Kuku di fa so yao do hoi sala.
好似日落咁靚啦。
或者好似有做人嘅女人嘅能證咁啦。
鋪頭後邊有啲嘢，你應該要睇下。
Good morning, Jim. The man we are going to ask you to go after will be the most dangerous adversary you've ever faced. For in effect, John Christie used to be one of us, a top operative for almost 20 years with MI6, British Secret Intelligence Service. Somewhere in the last 5 years of his service, Christie went bad. He began by selling to both sides and then expanded his client list to include terrorists on 3 different continents, who, partly by using Christie's knowledge, have been able to avoid capture. It's Christie's latest enterprise that has us most concerned. The chemicals he's seen inspecting here were bought and shipped in such quantity that they could have only one purpose, the making of chemical weapons on a huge scale. 2 of MI6's agents and 1 of ours have either disappeared or been murdered trying to find out where Christie was going to manufacture his chemical weapons. Your mission, Jim, should you choose to accept it, is to find Christie's plant and stop it and him before he starts to manufacture and sell his terrible weapons. As always, should you or any member of the IM force be caught or killed, the Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. This disc will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Jim.
Christie lives here in Africa in an historic old hotel that he owns. It's called Elephant House. And we think that the chemical weapons plant is probably somewhere within 50 miles radius of the hotel.
In the last month, Christie has recruited a corps of mercenaries, soldiers of fortune, to work as security.
For the chemical plant?
Yeah, we think so, Shannon. From all reports, Christie has just about finished his testing procedure and is ready to start full-scale manufacturing. To do that, he needs a large amount of cash. It's been very expensive building the secret plant. The first 2 stages he completed by using these.
Diamonds. In this case, $20 million worth in diamonds is an advance payment for the weapons received from this man. The Minister of War of a North African nation that has no qualms about using any of its weapons against its neighbors.
To date, Christie has sold about half of the diamonds, and last week he contacted a diamond merchant company in Amsterdam to sell the rest. It's been arranged for me to be the representative of that company.
And somehow managed to relieve Christie of his valuable diamonds.
Yes, with a little spiritual help, we hope to accomplish that. But it's not enough simply to eliminate his immediate means of finance. We have to stop those weapons from ever being built. To do that, we have to find the plant. Max and Grant, that's up to you.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too difficult for a couple of down-and-out soldiers of fortune.
Once we locate the plant, it's going to take someone with very special knowledge to neutralize safely any of the weapons that may already have been built.
Someone from outside the team.
Shannon, someone from way outside the team.
A Russian?
Yes, Dr. Yuri Nikolai. He's a full colonel in the KGB. He operated as a physician in Vienna for 15 years. In the course of that time, he treated a lot of high-ranking politicians, diplomats, and military people.
And no doubt picked up quite a few secrets before our guys caught up with him.
Oh, he's a big leaguer, all right. For this mission, he's on very special loan to us because, you see, our side is not the only one interested in getting Mr. Christie out of business.
See, my dear, the race doesn't only go to the swift or battles to the young and beautiful.
Does it bother you this guy was heavyweight champion in every prison he was in?
Not if it doesn't bother you.
Nick him with this. 10 seconds, the drug will take effect. It ain't gonna knock this big ox out. It should slow him down long enough for you to finish him off.
The confidence is overwhelming.
You win again, Mr. Christie.
Take 20 for yourself, Trap.
Only 20, Mr. Christie.
Along with 100 or so you've already skinned off the top. That's enough.
Lucky man, Mr. Christie. My buddy and I, we're broke. We're good. We hear you're hiring security guards.
Well, if you think you're good enough to talk to the man that's just won the fight. His name is Carl. He does all the hiring for me.
Yeah, well, my buddy's kind of doing that already.
I hear you're not only the ugliest, but the toughest guy around.
Go away, Sonny.
I'm gonna leave you in pieces, pretty boy.
Comes out of this with a face, you've got the job. Give our employees all they wish to drink.
Thank you, Mr. Christie. You won't regret this.
After their first drink, get them fresh glasses. Bring the old ones up to the office. We'll see what their fingerprints tell us.
Merci les gentils enfants. Ah, ça va comme ça. Et parce que vous avez des si belles voix et des bras si forts, vous méritez tous des bonbons. Ah, pour vous.
Merci.
Pour vous.
Merci.
Pour vous.
Merci.
Merci.
Monsignor Leclerc.
Ah, madame.
Carol Morgan, Easton Publishing. I am so glad to finally meet you.
Oh, yes, yes. I must admit, I am still puzzled why anyone would want to write a book on my life, but here I am.
So many people are interested in the work you've been doing. It's contributed so much to the study of natural history.
James Phelps.
Dr. Yuri Nikolai. East meets west again.
Indeed. I remember the last time also. It was not as cordial.
10 years ago, Vienna, the Hasseldorf papers.
Your win. It was a big one.
You've had plenty of big ones yourself. Now tell me, how is your testing going?
Slowly. Come, I'll show you. It's been 2 weeks since the incident. Can you imagine? Christie did all of this just as a test.
Yes.
Anyway, with the rains, the traces of chemicals are faint. Give me one more day, and I'll have the mixture he used. And when I know that, I'll be able to defuse these monsters.
All right, I hope by that time we'll know where the plant is.
I don't suppose you'd care to tell me who or how many other agents you have working on this?
Well, let's just say we have enough.
The ring. Of course. Much too gaudy for James Phelps. You're going after the diamonds. We heard Christie had sent for another buyer. But you must be mad. Even if Christie doesn't know you by sight, his computers still have access to Western's security file.
No. He lost his access 5 years ago when we dropped him.
It's fine for any agents who have less than 5 years' experience. You could make their records say anything you like. But you, he would just have to test your fingerprints, and he'd have you.
Well, now, I've never known you to show such deep concern for my welfare. I thank you. We'll be in touch as soon as we know where the plant is.
James, 10 years ago, the Haseldorf papers. I had the strong feeling that I would not see morning. I could have sworn you had me in your gun sights.
I did.
Prince. Now, let's read them, shall we? Seems your playmate is who he says he is. Fought as a soldier of fortune in half a dozen countries. Wanted for gun running in the Sudan. Killing a man in Tunisia. Beat him to death with his bare fist. Seems you were lucky, Carl.
My name is Von Kuren. I have a reservation.
Come on, let's go. Move it. Grab your duffel bag. Give it over here. Hey, Smitty, do it back to the front. You got a lucky punch in on me. So you and your pal got a job. But I'm warning you, pretty boy. Don't ever relax. Don't sleep. So I'm liable to be there. If I'm there, you're not gonna wake up.
I don't suppose there's any company available here in the evening? No? No, a little female companionship.
We're a bit off the beaten track for that. Besides, I'd rather be doing business this evening.
Yeah?
Oh, this room. It brings back many memories, too. I was a small boy, of course, but I remember my father. He was laughing and drinking with the famous Hemingway.
Ah. Priests. They're always bad luck. Look, let me get you a real drink, a scotch or a whiskey.
Herr Christie, when I know I'm going to talk business, I drink only coffee. But a priest in a bar should not be allowed.
But he's a guest, too. And a mildly famous naturalist. The attractive lady with him tells me she's writing his biography.
Yeah? Why is she writing it here?
Well, it seems that he lived in a hotel for over a year with his mother and father. It was then, so he claims, to have first fallen in love with nature.
No wonder the satellites or flyovers never showed any new construction. Christie built his plant inside an old sugar mill.
Look, the chemicals are stored under the camouflage net.
Stow your gear in the barracks. You two got night duty.
coming over here?
Mr. Christie. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. It's just that we're leaving before dawn.
No need to apologize. And this must be your famous Monsignor Leclerc.
Ah, you flatter me, Monsieur Christie. Your hotel, it's so wonderful for me. It brings back my childhood. In this very room, I saw the famous Hemingway arm wrestle with a brute of a man.
I'm afraid my friend does not care for priests.
He must have been a naughty boy once, and the priest scolded him.
As a boy, the Monsignor lived in the Lion Suite. And he would love to visit the Lion Suite.
But Monsignor is in the Lion's Suite.
Oh, no. Excuse me. That is what I thought at first. But, you see...
I thought we had business to conduct.
After the fire, in 1947, when the hotel was restored, yes, the Lion Suite was moved from this part of the building to this one.
I'm afraid that your office is in the Lion Suite. Oh, if we could just have a glimpse through your window before sunset.
I think perhaps I will take the next plane back to Cairo.
If I could tell you how important it is for me, please, Monsieur Christie, perhaps if I showed you some photographs...
There's no need. Take the Monsignor and his friend, and take them to the office and let them look out of the window for a few minutes.
Monsieur Christie, you... Bless you, you are too kind. Monsieur, au revoir.
They seem harmless enough, but don't take your eye off them for a sec.
You see? Always trouble.
I look out this window, and I feel a surge. Fragments, and I am a boy again. Conversations. I can hear my mother laughing.
You know, perhaps we should go back to your room, and I'll get my tape recorder, and then we can record everything that you remember.
That would be very nice. Madame, thank you so much. You have been too kind. I'm sorry. Dizzy spells. This past year or so.
Are you sure you're all right, Monsignor?
Yes. Maybe if you take me to my home.
The listening device planted all right?
I would say when Christie opens the safe for Jim to see the diamonds, we should hear every tumbler drop.
Message from Grant. They located the chemical plant.
And I would say right now, everything's going perfectly.
We're gonna have to find a way past them. It'll be at least an hour before some of these guys turn in.
My office is just this way.
Make yourself comfortable, Mr. Banco. I have a very nice brandy here.
It's a St. Anselm's. I think you'll find it exquisite.
Herr Christie, I still do not drink when I do business.
Well, then, shall we do business?
Tonight, I would like a general overlook of the gems. And tomorrow morning, I examine them precisely, and we set a price.
And payment?
Immediate transfer of funds to a Swiss bank account and currency you nominate.
Seems we'd better take a look, then.
Yeah.
We're in business.
Very high quality, seem to be. Quality. Very high quality.
I'm afraid you've just been found out, Mr. Phelps. And it's a mistake that's going to cost you your life.
Video identification.
Comes in very handy when you can't get someone's fingerprints.
I've got to do something.
The lights. There's got to be a way.
Well, if you don't mind, I think I will have the brandy now.
Not stalling for time, are we? If I recollect correctly, it's not your style to work alone. You were after the diamonds, so you must know about the little project I plan to finance with them.
Little project, is that how we refer to chemical weapons these days?
Spare me the compassion for humankind, please. The only reason you're here, gallantly fighting for the good guys, is because they do not like the competition. The superpowers have more chemical weapons stockpiled than I could manufacture in my humble little plant in 100 years.
Well, I wouldn't count on that long a run if I were you.
Priest. Must have been a priest.
I did warn you about it.
The question is, where is he now?
Are you sure this is going to work?
Uh-huh.
Get the car.
Don't stand a chance, Phelps.
Wrong way. Shan's gonna hit the car. You're bleeding.
Get the diamonds. Safe is open. There's some on the desk.
Yes, but you wounded
Just
badly.
Get him, please.
You make it.
Yeah, with a little help from my friend.
Let's go.
Hurry. He's losing lots of blood.
Christie?
Yeah.
Should have listened to you.
Hold me, Coach.
Nicholas.
Handle it. Max and Grant know the mission's been blown.
Right away, Jim. Christie's still alive?
Unfortunately.
And is even more dangerous. I need to do a little cutting, James. Oh, I'm afraid you have a good chance of bleeding to death. Let's say I'm paying a bill for Vienna.
You better get to work.
So this is where they made the chemical weapons.
Yeah, I'd say at least $10 million in high-tech mixing and cooking machines. Damn it. What? The mission's been blown.
We've run into a bit of trouble. An American team has made a move. Trust nobody that's been put on in the last 2 weeks.
Like the two that we put on today.
Especially them.
Come on now.
You get the feeling this is what Nicholas was trying to warn us about?
At 6-2, I think that's pretty fair odds, huh?
Yeah, you put it that way. These guys are the decided underdogs.
What do you say we blow the hell out of their kitchen on the way out, huh?
Love it. We can't. We don't know what the hell's in there. If it's the wrong chemical mixture when we blow it, we could kill everything within 100 miles of this place.
We gotta slow these guys down. The gantry.
is the Kleinmetz formula?
One of the deadliest gases ever developed. Striking the exact mixture is important. If you're slightly off in one way, the product is impotent. Slightly off in another.
And it explodes?
Exactly. James, the operation I did on you was minor, but you must rest.
No, I can't do that, not I'll find out what's happened to my other team members.
You'll be okay, Jim. You're too smart and you're too tough.
Jim, message coming in now. They're safe. They've gotten away, and they've set up a surveillance post overlooking the sugar mill.
All right, good. Send a message back. Tell Max to stay in place, watch the mill. Ask Grant to try and make his way here by morning.
But surely, James, your mission is over.
That's exactly what I hope Mr. Christie thinks. Christie's a man who needs money fast. So while we've put a crimp in his plans by stealing the diamonds, we haven't stopped him.
Now, intelligence reports out of Europe indicate Christie has already contacted several sources for financing to replace his diamonds. He's getting good responses. It may take him a couple of weeks, but he's going to have his money.
That we've accomplished nothing.
No, our job was to find Christie's plant and destroy it. And we're going to do exactly that.
But how? Any element of surprise is gone.
We're going to try to rebuild that element, Shannon. Nicholas?
Word is being spread through intelligence circles that you were killed in a car accident trying to get away last night. And Jim, who was badly hurt, died later. Consequently, the team was recalled.
Why do I have this feeling that I haven't heard the last of this?
Christie needs money to get his plant started. Dr. Nikolai and myself think it'd be terrible if he had to wait another 2 weeks. So, we have decided to give these lovely stones back.
With me as window dressing to sell the con.
Break the seal and inhale. Within 30 seconds, your body temperature will drop, and your heartbeat will be imperceptible. For the next 20 minutes, you'll be as close to death as you'll ever wish to be.
Grant should be inside the perimeter by now.
The guards are concentrating on the mill itself.
Yeah, leaving the chemicals almost unguarded.
Christie has sold the diamonds.
And he's starting full production tomorrow with a special showing for his buyers.
If we move quickly enough, that should be quite a show.
13 different chemicals combined in proper amounts and at the proper time make the poison gas Christie's after. I've rechecked my figures. By switching these two labels, we'll cause Christie to mix improperly. fallout will be harmless, but the explosion should be quite exciting.
I'm not satisfied that we're as secure as we're supposed to be.
Phelps is dead.
Dead people usually leave bodies behind. Keep an eye on the perimeter, will you? Gentlemen, I suppose you'd like to see what we built with all those pretty stones of yours. As you can see, the old mill has been the perfect cover for us. The actual control area is upstairs. If you'll come this way.
Now, who would like the honor of actually starting up the machinery?
Come on now, boys. Come on now. Keep an eye out.
Okay, hold on.
Trouble. Looks like I'm in for a rematch. Without the ring. You have to remind me. You're still the ugliest guy on 3 continents. Pretty boy.
What's going on? What's wrong? Nothing that can't be corrected. I'll be right back.
You're right. Better days. Let's go.
guys are back. Tamper with the chemicals.
Nothing to worry about, Carl. Everything's under control.
But the alarms.
Just a slight malfunction. Look, I have to go back to the hotel to get something. I want you to look after the buyers until I get back. There's a good fella. Yes. They're up in the control room.
Yes, sir, Mr.
Christie's getting away.
Your mission was to put him out of business, James. You've done that.
I was hoping he was going to be part of the package.
One of these days he will be.